Hello, welcome to my lesson on adding and subtracting linear expressions. First slide, these are examples of things that are, and these are examples of things that are not. So what features distinguish things that are and are not? Well, the big thing that should pop out to you right away is that if you notice the exponents for all of these have an exponent that is 1. And they don't put the 1 because it's just understood that there's an exponent of 1 for all of these. These, you have some exponents that are bigger than 1. You see this one has an exponent of 2, this one has an exponent of 3, this one has an exponent of 5. That's the difference between these two. These are what we call linear expressions. These are not linear expressions. And what linear expressions mean is that the algebraic expression in which the exponent of the variable is 1. And what a linear expression is going to give you is it's going to give you a graph that is a straight line. All of the other ones from this list, these are going to give you different types of graph. This one's going to give you a parabola. This one's going to give you a strange little curvy line. But all of these are going to give you graphs that are straight lines, which makes these linear expressions. We'll talk more about that later this year, but that's what you need to know today. So again, a linear expression is an algebraic expression in which the exponent of the variable is 1. So all these ones on the top, that is what we're going to look at today. And first we're going to talk about adding linear expressions. And there's two ways that you can do that. There's either the vertical or the horizontal method. So first, this is what we're going to be adding together. X minus 2 plus 3x plus 8. Well, I made it a little bit easier, is just like we did yesterday, every minus sign I turn into add the opposite, and then remember there is a 1 in front of the x. So 1x plus a negative 2 plus 3x plus 8. So to use the vertical method, I line them up like this. 1x plus a negative 2 plus 3x plus 8. Then when they're lined up vertically, I can just add down. 1x plus 3x is 4x. Negative 2 plus 8 would be 6. So then my answer would be 4x plus 6, which would be the answer to these two added together. Or if you don't want to rewrite them vertically, you can just add them this way. But you got to add things that are like we talked about yesterday. 1x plus 3x would be 4x. Negative 2 plus 8 would be 6. In class today, it seemed like a lot of people liked the vertical method better. So then for this lesson, I kept doing it the vertical method way. So next one again, there was a minus sign here, so I added the opposite there, and then I set them up vertically. So then negative 4y plus 3 plus 11y plus negative 5. So negative 4y plus 11y is 7y, and then 3 plus negative 5, different signs, so I need to subtract and use the sign of the bigger number. That's negative 2. I would accept this answer. But again, your textbook was probably going to want this answer, which is the exact same thing. It's just instead of the plus and negative, they just went back to the minus 2 for that one. Okay, you can pause the video and do these two on your own. All right, to check your answers for these two, again, I add the opposite there, and then I put a 1 in front of the x, and then I aligned them up. 1x plus 2x is 3x. And 3 plus negative 1 would be 2, so my final answer would be 3x plus 2. Now, unfortunately, some students think that they can add these two things together, but remember, this one doesn't have an x with it, so those two are not like terms. Okay, same thing with this one. I added the opposite to make that plus a negative 7. Then I lined them up. Negative 8z plus 8z is 0z. 4 plus negative 7 would be negative 3. Well, 0 times z is just going to give me 0, so my final answer for this one is just negative 3. Next example puts an extra little step out here. Remember we talked about the distributive property. And what the distributive property means is that I need to distribute this 2 into both of those numbers in my parentheses. And remember, to distribute means to multiply in. So first, that simplifies to me negative 15z plus 6. And then, of course, I added the opposite here to make it plus a negative 2z. Then I set them up vertically, and then I added the terms together. So negative 15z plus 5z is negative 10z. 6 plus negative 2 would be 4. So my simplified answer would be negative 10z plus 4. And the reason that this is simplified is because I don't have any parentheses and all like terms have been put together. So now these next two prove to be a little challenging for students in class. So I'll walk you through them. So first thing I had to do was distribute the 2 into both of those to get this answer, and then plus a negative 1 here. Now when I write these two vertically, I have to make sure I put the negative, the ends right next to each other and the whole numbers next to each other. So that's why I write it as add the opposite, so that way I can use the commutative property to rearrange those two. Then I just add them together and I get negative 11n plus 10. Now the fractions kind of scared some students in class, so that's why I went through this one together. I distributed the half into both of those numbers, and then I distributed the fourth into both of those numbers. Then I set them up vertically, and I did a half plus a fourth, which is of course 3/4 w. Negative 3 plus 3 is of course 0, so that just left me with the answer 3/4 w. Now it's going to get a little bit trickier. Now instead of adding, we are going to be subtracting. So we have to remember how we subtract integers. Keep, change, change. So first thing I did was I added put a 1 in front of there, and then I set them up vertically, but remember I'm subtracting them now. So 5x minus a negative 1x, if I keep, change, change, that actually turns into 5 plus 1, which is 6x. 6 minus 6 is of course 0, so then this one would just simplify to be 6x. This one's a little bit tougher. First I have to distribute the 2 in there, and I added the opposite there. That gave me this. Then I set these two up vertically, and now remember I'm subtracting. 7 minus 8 is of course negative 1y. 5 minus a negative 6 turns into 5 plus 6, so that gives me an 11 there. You can pause the video and try doing these two on your own. All right, to check them, so 1m minus a negative 1m would obviously turn into 1 plus 1, which is 2m. Negative 3 minus 12, that would turn into negative 3 plus a negative 12, which gives you negative 15. Okay, this one you have to distribute both sides, so then you're left with this. So then I lined them up vertically, and remember we're subtracting. Negative 2 minus 6 would be negative 8. Negative 5 minus 20 would be negative 25. All right, a real-life application. The original price of the coffee table is $D. Use a coupon and buy the table for D minus 4, but of course I made that add the opposite. You paint the table and sell it for $3D plus $1. Write an expression that represents your earnings from buying and selling the coffee table. Well, what I have to do is the amount of money I made, I have to subtract the amount that I paid for it. So then 3D minus 1D leaves me with 2D. 1 minus a negative 4 turns into 1 plus 4, which is 5. So this is the amount that I would make from buying and selling the coffee table. So that takes us to our homework assignment. Your homework assignment is in bigideasmath.com, 3.2 lesson. So when you log in there, first question says, determine whether the algebraic expression is a linear expression. Well, an exponent of the variable is not equal to 1. It's this one right here that's not equal to 1. So therefore, this expression is not a linear expression. Second question you're going to see, determine whether this is a linear expression. Well, the exponents of this variable is equal to 1. Therefore, this is a linear expression. Thanks for watching, and remember you can ask me for help if you need help on any of your homework tonight.